Well, hello there, wiggers and niggers. I'm back. I didn't really go anywhere. I've just been busy. You know, it's been a while since we talked, so, yeah. Anyway, I keep noticing this stuff with, this chick from Harvard that stepped down. Don't feel bad for her. She still gets paid almost $1 million a year to teach some class. Just because she stepped down from president doesn't mean they got rid of this racist piece of crap. She still teaches at Harvard. So she's fine. Okay? And trust me, whenever these people get out of politics and you think you got rid of them, they just go into some CEO job or consulting job. They never really go away. They get set up. They go on CNN and have their own show. So they get well paid, and you never really get rid of these retards. Unfortunately, they get well taken care of. So whenever you think, oh, we just showed them, nothing really happens. But anyway, there's another one of them in the news. And this DEI crap, it's the new Jim Crow, pretty much. But it's reversed. It's just against white people now. But people go, oh, that's not happening. I don't see anything. This kind of shit. Whereas before, the blacks are still all crying about Jim Crow, and that's been gone for over 50 years. But they won't shut the fuck up about it. Because it's one thing about the black races, they constantly complain, they constantly protest, and they never shut the fuck up, and they constantly think they're owed stuff that happened, 3,000 years ago. Again, I never owned anyone, you didn't pick any cotton, get up, go get a job. End of story. But they gotta complain. So now all these places, because they don't want to look racist, except for probably Elon Musk, which he has enough money, he's got fuck you money. When you're the richest man in the world, you got fuck you money. So he doesn't have to do anything. He could tell anyone to fuck off and laugh about it. He could lose $1 billion and still wipe his asshole with it. He doesn't care. The rest of us, not so much like that. They want you on your knees and they want you apologizing all the time. So they come up with this DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion. It's basically anything that isn't white. Okay? To make them look fair. So all businesses are having these diversity officers. This is the biggest crock of shit and scam since BLM. Okay? You don't need any of this shit in business or in schools. Especially in schools. You just don't need it. It's not a real education. So anyway, the famous medical school and teaching facility, Johns Hopkins Medical Facility, has a chief diversity officer. Not shitting you. What this has to do with medicine, I don't know. Sharita Hill Golden. She recently sent out a letter in their monthly, get this, their monthly diversity digest. So this dumb bitch gets hired by them, probably raking in, hundreds of thousands of dollars. And she publishes a fucking diversity letter for the place every month. This is what this broad does. So she accidentally sends out an email, or sends out an email that she thought was really smart. These people are fucking stupid as fuck. She sends out an email that says, I quote, privilege provides advantages and favors to members of dominant groups at the expense of other groups. Signs of privilege. I'm not shitting you on this. I'm not making this up. You can look this up. First thing on the list, white people. Sweetheart, I checked today. My white privilege wasn't deposited in my fucking account. I have the privilege of a leaky roof I'm fixing. You know who's doing that? Me. You know who's spending the money to fix it? Me. But it's my white privilege to have a leaky roof, right? I bet you got a nicer house. Is that black privilege? You bet it is. It's DEI privilege. You piece of crap. Second on the list, able-bodied people. So everyone walking around that doesn't have a hump on their back or a stump or something has privilege. That's fucking retarded. Are you fucking shitting me? So now you gotta give up your job to somebody with no legs because they have no legs. They don't have to know anything or be trained. They just have to be non-white, gay, and preferably female. Remind you of, what's her name there? The press secretary? Yeah, it does. I wonder how she got her job. Heterosexuals. Third on the list. Again, these are signs of privilege. So if you're straight, you're privileged. Sounds to me more like if you're gay, you're privileged nowadays. You get a whole fucking month to celebrate the fact that you're looking at some other dude's asshole. You didn't accomplish anything. You're just bone smuggling somebody else. You get a whole fucking month for that, homo. Cisgender people. Okay, I'm not I have to look up that term. I hear it all the time. I think it means straight. I don't know what the fuck it even means. Does anybody know what the fuck a cisgender is? I'm not even fucking sure. I'm not kidding. I can't keep up with these alphabet people. They got all sorts of terms. Oh, middle-aged. So if you work half your life in the middle age and you worked hard for stuff, you start accumulating stuff because you clawed and scratched and you paid for your own college generation, whatever the fuck, you're privileged. So in other words, you were privileged to claw and scratch, take out massive loans, live long enough to pay them off, and now that you're older, gray hair, you got arthritis, everything, you're privileged. Are you fucking kidding? What the fuck? This broad has to have... This broad is stupid. She's fucking retarded. Oh. Next on the list. Males. So if you got balls, you're privileged. What's that do for trans people? Are they super privileged? I don't know. So if they keep their balls, they're privileged. But if they go for the full thing, they're no longer privileged, even though they had nuts? Why would you get rid of them if you're privileged? I don't get it. Oh, Christians! So now we're discriminating against a religion. Although we're not supposed to discriminate against Muslims because they're peaceful people, even though they have a thing for strapping bombs on themselves. And if I had any sheep, I'd lock them up. But Christians... You know how you're going around blowing people up in the Middle East? Don't bring that shit here, Christians. So apparently, they have a source of privilege, and they're holding other people down. Next on the list, owning class people. Owning class. Owning class. I guess if you own anything... You're privileged? You got a car? You're sleeping in it? You're fucking privileged. Yeah. You got a house with a leaky roof? You're fucking privileged. You fucking piece of shit. What if you own firearms? Jesus Christ. Oh, last on the list. We live in America, but English-speaking people. Are you fucking kidding me? Now, you go over to, like, Mexico, or someplace that English is not the predominantly form of speaking, language, how privileged are you? Apparently, English is privileged everywhere. According to this dumb broad. And here's the kicker, this dumb broad, she apologized for this, which, really, I don't know if people read this shit, and they should think, gee, before I send this out, this sounds pretty racist and shit, maybe I shouldn't do that. And they send it out anyway and they think it's good. The mere fact that they have a diversity, equity, and inclusion officer at Johns Hopkins, I hope to Christ, if I ever need my kidney out or, you know, a heart operation, I fear to think of this. But if I ever need anything medical-wise, you came from Johns Hopkins, you stay 20 fucking feet away from me, you prick. I don't want you fucking even touching me. Okay? Just let me bleed out on the table. I'll be fine. Just give me a tourniquet, I'll wrap it up and go home. I'll take a scalpel and do it myself at home. Okay? I fucking don't need you. Holy shit. I would not hire anybody that came out of Harvard or came out of fucking John Hopkins at this rate. I would not hire any of these fucking people. And if these kids going around on campuses screaming, from the river to the sea, from the river to the sea, oh, kill Jews. You get their name's got to go on some list. They should be banned from all the top 500 companies. Immediately. Give them a Burger King application and say, goodbye, nigga. That's it. These doctors, they should not be allowed to practice anywhere if they're coming from John Hopkins. Transfer now. You're not hired. I wouldn't hire any of these fucking retards. I don't know. I would question how they got in there in the first place if they're going to a place like that. Diversity Digest. If you're hiring somebody to put out a diversity newsletter in your organization, that's a bad fucking sign. You think? Holy shit. I would fire this bitch, make her not hireable to anybody anywhere from now till eternity, and I would never, never be treated by a doctor from John Hopkins. As soon as you say you're from John Hopkins, I'm getting off the fucking table, I'm not even putting on my pants, and I'm running out of the fucking room. That's it. Fuck that. Jesus Christ. Retards. Retards. It's a mental illness. I have told you again and again. It is infesting everything. It is a mental illness. And even at a medical facility, they cannot recognize this. When the mental become mainstream and having a mental illness becomes hip, and the kids start talking about what pills they're on for their mental problem and their mental problem and who their therapist is, you're in trouble as a society. When this shit is not treated and becomes the norm, you're fucked. Okay, kids, you know the drill. Balls.